The American dream is not dead, or at least parts of it. In today's video, I wanted to share the main reason why the US is still a very attractive country and why millions of people are still interested in moving here and staying here. So obviously, I'm sharing this from an immigrant's perspective. And the thing that makes the US so attractive to immigrants who are voluntarily moving to the US is the opportunities. The fact that there are so many opportunities to make money. Capitalism in itself allows for anybody, anyone, to have a chance to make money. And as much as we want to criticize the big capitalistic machine, in many ways, it allows anybody, anyone, to reach a certain level of wealth, regardless of your family name, regardless of your network, regardless of where you're from as well. And that's what is very, very attractive to immigrants. Many immigrants will come from societies where your name will define where you're going to be in society and how high you can climb certain classes, but not in the US. Because here, no matter who you are, where you come from, technically you can get a job, whether it's at a gas station or driving a school bus or even going to school, getting a degree, and then climbing the corporate ladder. Your background, your ethnicity doesn't hold you back as much as it would in other places around the world. And this is what makes the US so unique. If work is your priority, if work is your focus, you are going to make it here. You are going to reach your goals. However, if well-being is your focus, then you're going to hate it. And that's why for many immigrants, when they come here, the main focus is not well-being. The main focus is work. The main focus is to be able to make enough money to feed your family here and feed your family abroad. And this is where the shift happens, because you can only go so far with work being your main focus. At some point, you want to be able to shift to your well-being. You want to be able to care for your well-being, your healthcare, your food that you eat, and all of that. This is usually the path for immigrants coming to the United States. You come in, you learn your environment, you learn how to make money, you make as much money as you can, working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, as much as you can. You sacrifice your well-being because you are going to be doing as much as you can to make the most money possible. You're going to send a big chunk of that money back home so that you can build abroad. You can build a family home. You can put your kids to school. You can put your nephews in school and all of that. And at some point, the shift is going to happen where you feel like, okay, you know what? I have sacrificed enough. I have sacrificed my sanity. I have sacrificed my body. I have sacrificed enough for the machine, for the work that I had to do, working 2, 3 jobs. And now I can focus on my well-being. Now I know that I have built a house back home. Now I know that my kids' education is secure. Now I've cleared my debt, or maybe I never really had any debt, like student loans or consumer debt. Maybe I stayed away from that from the get-go, and now I can focus on my well-being, whether it's to stay here in the US temporarily or to go back home where I know life can be more comfortable because focus there is more about well-being. So I can now enjoy the fruit of my labor. So many immigrants will see the US as a temporary chapter in their life where they can make as much wealth as possible and then live a life of comfort, but not necessarily in the US, but back home. And that's why I say that parts of the American dream are still very much alive, but specifically for immigrants, because they can come here with the sole focus of working, not necessarily well-being, only focusing on their own work, not looking at politics, not looking at social injustice, not looking at economic injustice, not walking on the streets to demonstrate against this or that. No, the main focus is work. Sacrifice everything else. It doesn't matter if your boss is treating you badly at work. It doesn't matter. The focus is work, making money and making sure that you are saving enough of that money and that you are spending that money well here and abroad. That way you can build a more comfortable future. Because let's be honest, when it comes to well-being, if you're looking at the quality of food, it's better abroad than here. It's better where immigrants come from than here. If you're looking at the sense of community, it's probably better abroad than here in a society that is very individualistic. When you're looking at how you raise children, you're more likely to have a village around you when you're abroad than when you're here to help you raise your children. So yes, as an immigrant, you do see these cracks in the foundation here in the US. You see them, but your focus is not on fixing those cracks. The focus is on working the machine and use the opportunities that the system make available to you. Whether it's working a job that Americans will not do or climbing the corporate ladder, it works at all levels. Fortunately or unfortunately, the focus is on work and not on well-being. It's a sacrifice that you make right now so that you can then focus on well-being because you have accumulated enough wealth to make your life more comfortable and your family and your community's life more comfortable back home. So I wanted to bring this perspective because this is a topic that is spoken about a lot among immigrants, how hard life is in the US. But again, remembering your priority, remembering your focus, remembering why you're here, remembering that it is a temporary sacrifice and that you are making, and the fact that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so let me know your thoughts about that if you are yourself an immigrant here in the US, if it's something that you've thought about as well. All right, so just let me know in the comments below. Okay, I will see you on the next video. Bye.